Welcome to our guide on the 10 best places to visit in Rome. Rome is a city that has everything. If you love history, good food, or just want to experience a new culture, Rome has something for you. On this trip, we'll be your guide. We won't just show you the sights, we'll help you experience them, we'll learn some history, some local culture, and make sure you get a real taste of Rome. So grab your walking shoes, get ready for adventure, and let's go. Okay, we're starting with the biggest one, the Colosseum. Romans called it the Flavian Amphitheatre. Imagine this, 50,000 Romans cheering as gladiators fight, wild animals roar, and men fight for their lives. It's violent, yes, but it's part of history. You can almost hear the swords clashing and the crowds roaring as you walk on these old stones. But it's not just about the show, it's about how smart the Romans were. Look at the Roman engineering that built this huge structure, the arches, the vaults, how big it is. They didn't have cranes back then. It shows how skilled and ambitious they were. If the Colosseum shows Roman strength, the Vatican museums celebrate artistic genius. This isn't just a museum, it's a huge complex of galleries, chapels and courtyards, each one more amazing than the last. We're talking Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel with its amazing ceiling, the Raphael rooms filled with Renaissance masterpieces, and enough sculptures and artifacts to keep you busy for, well, maybe your whole life. Don't try to see it all at once. Pick a few sections you really want to see and take your time. From the amazing art of the Vatican museums, we go to St. Peter's Basilica, the center of the Catholic Church. I'm not Catholic, but even I have to say this place is special. It's a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture with its huge dome designed by Michelangelo. Step inside and you'll feel a sense of grandeur and peace. The size and beauty are amazing, from the detailed mosaics to the fancy altar. Chapter 4, the Pantheon, a temple to the gods, now a church from St. Peter's. We step back in time to ancient Rome and the Pantheon. This amazing building was once a temple to all the Roman gods. Can you believe that? Today it's a church, but it still feels amazing. Look up at that dome, a feat of engineering that's lasted for over 2,000 years. The oculus, that open hole at the top, lets in a beam of sunlight that moves across the space all day like a giant sundial. It reminds us that even in ancient times, people felt connected to the universe. Chapter 5, Trevi Fountain. Coins, wishes, and Baroque beauty. Everyone has heard of the Trevi Fountain. It's famous. This Baroque masterpiece is full of flowing water, mythical figures, and of course tourists. But don't let that stop you. Go to the front, feel the water on your face, and look at the artistry. And yes, toss in a coin. Legend says it'll bring you back to Rome. I do it every time, just in case. Chapter 6. Roman Forum, where history whispers. From the Trevi Fountain, we go back to the heart of ancient Rome, the Roman Forum. This is where everything happened. Political debates, parades, gladiator fights, everything. Today, it's a big ruin, but if you imagine, you can almost hear history whispering through the columns and temples. Walk the sacred way, stand where Mark Antony gave Caesar's eulogy, and let your imagination go. It's amazing to stand among these old stones and realize you're walking where emperors and senators walked. Chapter 7, Piazza Navona, a symphony of life. To experience the energy of modern Rome, go to Piazza Navona. This busy square is exciting, with street performers, artists, tourists and locals all together among beautiful Baroque fountains and architecture. Get some gelato, sit on the steps of the Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi, and enjoy the atmosphere. This is Rome at its best. Ready to climb? The Spanish Steps are a must-do in Rome, not just for the climb, but for the amazing view from the top. These beautiful steps, covered with flowers in the spring, connect the Piazza di Spagna with the Trinita dei Monti church above. Take your time, rest on one of the landings, and enjoy watching the people. When you reach the top, you'll see a breathtaking view of Rome's rooftops. Need a break from the city? Go to Villa Borghese, Rome's biggest and most beautiful park. This is where Romans go to escape the city, walk through gardens, rent a rowboat on the lake, or just relax. And don't miss the Borghese Gallery with its amazing collection of Bernini sculptures and Caravaggio paintings. It's a little oasis of art and nature in the middle of Rome. Finally, we end our Roman adventure at Castel Sant'Angelo, an interesting fortress with a lot of history. It's been a tomb for Roman emperors, a fortress for the Pope, and even a prison. Today, it's a museum, and as you explore its walls and rooms, you'll discover layers of history, each one more interesting than the last. Climb to the top for great views of the city, especially at sunset. It's the perfect way to say goodbye to Rome. Thanks for joining us on this tour of Rome's top attractions. I hope you've enjoyed our adventure through the Eternal City. Remember, this is just a small part of what Rome has to offer. With its ancient history, its vibrant culture, and its delicious food, you could spend your whole life exploring Rome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel guides and tips. Arrivederci.